Henry asked Todd and Alex to throw in some questions here that they would want to hear Grandma answer. So I'll just read those and we'll work from that.
Okay.
What's your opinion on the advances in technology from the time you were born until now? Was there technology when you were born? Was there any?
It was called the wheel.
There you go. So starting with the
You're
wheel.
going to pick on me now. Not the advances in technology, but the dollar money system, having money to buy enough food, you know, and improve your position in life. You know, not having to get in lines for clothes, canned goods, and carry all this stuff home, you know. And you wouldn't put the nickel in the bus, you know, if you could walk the 8 blocks or more. It was, you know, the financial situation after the Depression, you know, that's when I was born, 29. Really affected, you know. But I think it made all of us stronger and wiser as far as handling money goes.
When you had the 10 kids, did you appreciate having a washer and dryer?
I didn't always have a washer and dryer. I was washing diapers by hand.
The wringer washer, remember that?
The wringer washer, yeah, I had that, and I was grateful for that, and I had the clotheslines.
All over the kitchen. Yeah.
Well, out the
Outside,
back door, you know.
I
You'd
can remember
carry
the
the
squeak.
stuff out and stand there and pin them on, and then go check and see what's dry, so you can get more out. You know, diaper after diaper. You know, there wasn't just one baby in diapers; there was sometimes 3 at the same time.
I remember. Now we're back on Livingston Avenue talking about going out the back window with the laundry outside.
Behind the store.
And then at some point Mom would say, bring the diapers in and stand them up in the kitchen so they didn't frost.
Right, when they
They would be
froze.
frozen boards, and you'd bring them in and line them up. And then when they, you know, the warmth, they would dry and become pliable and foldable for your little butt in short term. So.
Yeah, well, what I had to do was get up in the middle of the night, maybe twice, you know. Well, I probably one of you used to be squawking for a bottle, you know. So I'd take care of you, you know, and then I'd take the dry ones off the lines in the kitchen, you know, and maybe just pile them up there and let the folding go until morning, and get some more wet ones up so they'd be dry.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but it worked.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
We always had clean clothes too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the little shirts. Take the laces out of your shoes, the little high white shoes, you know.
Okay, another question.
Okay.
What do you think was the most revolutionary advancement? Something in medicine, automotives, household gadgets and things? You know, if you had to pick one.
Well, I would say the medical field, because it's life or death. You know, as far as the other things, you know, if we were still didn't have an automatic washer and we were back to the wringer washer, that's okay. You know, you still got that person alive. But you know, the advances in medicine. But no, yeah, the appliances, it's great. You know, that and gas heating, we didn't have then. You know. And how clean that is, and rather than the coal man, you know, dumping all the coal down into the cellar window, filling up the bin down there, and the coal scuttle, and you know, and not everybody had a furnace, you know, so you had the kitchen range was a heating stove and your cook stove, and in the living room you had that potbelly stove for coal, and eventually then oil got into the picture, you know, and so that was cleaner, I guess, and you didn't have ashes, you know, and there was a lot less work connected to keeping your house warm with the oil. But it was dangerous too, because I mean that was right in your living quarters. You could blow up the place.
Yeah.
There were a lot of fires years ago in homes.
I'm not sure who would want these tips, but one question that the kids wanted answered was, do you have any tips on handling multiple kids? Like, what's the secret of handling 6 or more kids?
What's the secret?
Or what tips?
You just love them all
Right.
and raise them, teach them, right from wrong. You teach how to do things too. Little girls can learn how to knit and things like that. Embroider, whatever. Just for their own pleasure. I'm not any slave labor or anything. But I don't want to get the wrong impression here. But and just having a family and sitting down and coloring in their coloring book with them and side by side and teaching them to stay within the lines and stuff. It's wonderful. It's and it goes by so quickly, But then you have these grown-up children that get married and have babies, and you got more kids to play with.
Yeah.
So it's a wonderful life. But I had a good husband, good father. That's the bottom line. Right?
Do you think, a general question here, do you think that society has changed for better or for worse since you were a kid? Society in general.
Society, Well, I think all the improvements and everything, I think, yes. Well, it's just different though, Louise. I mean, people didn't have money. And there was a lot of men that just, they tried so hard to find a job and couldn't. Of course they're going to go and have a shot of liquor and, get into alcohol and stuff like that. But now, there's so many opportunities with education, and that it's entirely different. It was just so hard back then. Everything was so difficult.
Yeah, there were probably no societal programs to help people out. No welfare and things like that. It was just with
there was welfare there. We were in the lines, But that's beside the point. I mean, that's help them out or else they're going to die.
Okay. Do you have? We're supposed to ask about. Do you have any? Remember where you were when moments? So. I remember where I was when JFK was shot. Do you remember where you were?
No, I don't remember.
You're probably home doing laundry. I was in high school at Notre Dame. I forget what year it was, what grade I was in. But they ushered us all into classrooms and told us over the PA system.
What year did I go to work for the state, Louise? Were you in high school then?
Early 70s.
So I would have been, I think I was in college. I remember Tommy coming to class with me a couple times when I was a senior.
Right.
So that would have been 70, 71. So I think it
72
started.
maybe sticks in my mind. Then I worked 13 years, 85, I would have retired. And I just decided I'm going to work. Daddy would come down and meet me for lunch, take me to lunch and all that kind of stuff. And then it dawned on me one day, I said, why am I here and he's home alone, And so he says, oh, good. He didn't want me to work anyway, but... Yeah.
I remember, not to go on too much about myself, but it might fit in with what we were just talking about.
Oh, that's all right.
I remember the big difference. I remember you going to work at Boudini's and hating it, that diner on Central Avenue.
When I did the waitress work, yeah.
I remember coming back and hating that. I remember when soon after you got the job with the state, kids were moving out, and that made it better. You had more money to spend too. But I think with you working, I remember like every state payday, we'd go out to Ponderosa.
Oh, a little extra to splurge.
Yeah, it was a big treat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot different because I can also remember there being 10 kids in the house and not having anything.
Yeah, you had the money, but it was a lot of places to, you know, buy groceries with it or whatever. I mean, there was nothing to be, you know, thrown around, wasted.
Yeah. Where were you on September 11th when that happened?
What year was it, Louise?
2001.
I don't know. Where was I? I don't remember.
You probably were at home. I would guess then. I know I was at work, so.
Well, for your generation, one of the big days would have been Pearl Harbor Day.
Yeah, I remember that as a kid, you know, but I didn't know what it was all about, you know, war.
Any final words of advice or any thoughts?
One thing I wanted to just say about that is that when I thought of this, my first thought was this would be something that your descendants might see 100 years from now or more.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Hi there, kids.
Yeah. Say hi to everybody, Mom.
Hi.
100 years from now, somebody might be watching this video that's a descendant of yours. So, you want to know if there's any final thoughts that you had? Any words of advice
Oh, you got
as
good,
far as life?
you got good blood in you, kids.
Yeah.
Work hard, enjoy, go to church, be good, love. It's very simple. Life it can be very simple.
So you think it's better simple?
Hmm?
Is life better, living more simply versus
Oh,
having
I didn't
things?
mean it that way. I have no complaints for my life. What I didn't have, you know, I don't, you know, I'm not angry that I didn't have, you know, a lot of clothes or all that kind of stuff. That we didn't have, that I had to put cardboard in my shoe, you know, because the hole in the bottom of the shoe was right through. I don't, you know, it was a good lesson. And it's it's a good feeling to appreciate things, whether you're appreciating people or, you know, attachments and material things. Just to have a good family, to have a good spouse.
People are a lot more important.
Yes, yes.
Anything else, Louise?
This was fun.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom.
You're a pro.
I don't know about that.
I was nervous in the beginning. And
I know you want to do this. I'm trying to do my best.
You're doing wonderfully.
I'm like teary-eyed.
No, you have these feelings with your own children, right? You know you want the best for them, and you'll do anything for them. And you too, you know, and you have. And it goes on and on and on, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
grandma over here. My daughter's the grandmother.
You're a great grandmother. You're going to see her tomorrow, too.
Yes. Yeah.